The female pope. They say the Vatican once had a special throne carved in marble with a hole in the seat. During papal coronations, a young cardinal was tasked with an unusual duty to reach beneath the chair and confirm that the new pope's anatomy was in order. Only then would he declare testiculos a bet. He has them at Bened's and they hang well. Why is such a bizarre ritual? Some say it was to make sure that what happened once would never happen again. This is the story of Pope Joan, a woman who, according to centuries of rumor and record, disguised herself as a man, rose through the ranks of the church, and sat on the throne of St. Peter. She first appears in 13th century chronicles, but the legend places her in the 9th century. These records describe an English scholar named Janus Anglicus, said to have studied in Athens and dazzled Rome with intelligence and quiet authority. Few suspected that beneath the robes and tonsure was a woman named Joan. Her ascent was extraordinary. She gained favor with powerful men and rose steadily through the church. Eventually, the College of Cardinals elected her pope, none the wiser, and for a time she ruled capably without suspicion. But the illusion couldn't last. According to one version of the legend, during a papal procession near the Church of San Clement, Joan suddenly collapsed in the street and gave birth. Some say the crowd, realizing they had been deceived, turned on her and the infant in a frenzy. Others claimed she was quietly removed. Her name erased from the records. The church, of course, denies the entire episode. No official documents acknowledge a female pope, and yet the evidence, fragmentary and contested, continues to surface. For centuries, papal processions avoided the very street. Locals called it the shunned path. In Siena Cathedral, a bus labeled John VII female was set to stand among the popes until the 1600s, when it was mysteriously relabeled as Pope Zachary. There's also a curious gap 2 years long in some papal chronologies between the reigns of Benedict III and Nicholas I. Several medieval chroniclers, including Martin of Opava in the 13th century, recorded a Pope Joan. More recently, archaeologists have uncovered coins minted during that disputed interval. Coins that some argue bear subtle traces and unique monograms that could have been Joan's. And then there's the set stercaria, the throne with the hole. The church says it was a symbol of humility, but others believe it was used to verify a pope's manhood inspired by Joan's deception. She may have even survived through other artifacts. Early tarot decks featured a card called La Papes, the Popess, a triple-crowned woman reading a book. Official records insist Pope Joan never existed. But if that's true, why the chair? Why the missing statue, the avoided street, the altered coins? To this day, pilgrims leave flowers and a modest shrine near the Colosseum. They come quietly, some with rosaries, others with questions. Music, the final music, Pope. In 2025, just weeks after the death of Pope Francis and the surprise election of his successor, an ancient manuscript roared back into public view. One that claims to predict the identity of every pope and the end of the world. It's called the Prophecy of the Popes, a mysterious list of 112 short Latin mottos, each believed to describe a future pontiff. The prophecy was attributed to the Irish St. Malach in the 1100s, though it wasn't published until 1595 by a Benedictine monk named Arnold I. The list begins with Celestine II in 1143 and ends with a chilling warning. The final pope, Peter the Roman, will shepherd the church through a time of tribulation. Then the city of Rome will fall, and a quote dreadful judge will appear. A rare solar eclipse is set to brush Rome on August 2, 2027. And for some, that's the date the prophecy points to, the moment it all ends. For centuries, the document was dismissed as a clever forgery, likely crafted to influence a papal election in the late 1500s. Its accuracy dropped sharply after 1590, suggesting it may have been created around that time, not by St. Malach at Music, all. But the 1978 election of Pope John Paul II reignited belief. His corresponding motto in the prophecy Dior solves from the labor of the sun seemed uncannily accurate. He was born during a solar eclipse in 1920 and buried during another in 2005. Next came Gloria Olive, Glory of the Olive, widely linked to Benedict XVI, whose chosen name echoed the Olivet branch of the Benedictines. Then came Pope Francis, but there's no motto for Francis. Only the final line of the prophecy remains, the one describing Peter the Roman, a shepherd who guides the church through suffering. For years, some speculated Francis might be that figure, the first Jesuit pope, Bishop of Rome and the son of Italian immigrants. Even his namesake St. Francis of Assisi was born Giovanni Getro, literally John, son of Peter. The symbolism seemed to fit. Yet Francis died in 2025 and the world didn't end. Some argue the prophecy leaves no room for more popes between Gloria Olive and Peter the Roman. Others believe the final figure has now arrived. On May 8, 2025, the cardinals elected Pope Leo XIV. To believers, he may be the last name on the list. Google searches for the prophecy have surged to record highs. Is it myth or is it something music more? The corpse trial. They said the corpse worked miracles after it washed ashore. But just months earlier, Pope Formosus had been the star of the most grotesque trial in history. In 897, Pope Stephen VI ordered his predecessor to be dug up. Formosus had been dead for 7 months. His body, half decomposed, was dressed in sacred vestments, propped up on a throne inside Rome's Basilica of St. John Ladine, and placed on trial. The event would be remembered as the Cadaver Synod, the corpse trial. At Stephen's command, a deacon stood beside the corpse and spoke on its behalf. Some accounts claim the deacon even answered in Formosus' voice like a ventriloquist animating a puppet. The charges usurping the papacy, violating canon law and swearing false oaths. The verdict was inevitable, but this wasn't just madness. It was politics. Before his death, Formosus had supported a powerful German ruler named Arnold of Carinthia in a battle for control of the Holy Roman Empire that made him an enemy of the Spalto family who backed the rival Emperor Lambert. When Stephen VI became pope, he took the side of Lambert and wanted to wipe out any trace of Hormoz's influence. He wasn't acting alone. Watching from the shadows was Queen Ageltrude, Lambert's mother and a fierce political player. Some believe it was she who pushed for the bizarre trial, using Stephen as a puppet to destroy her family's enemies. After the corpse was found guilty, Stephen ordered Formosus stripped of his papal garments. 3 fingers, the ones used for blessings, were removed. Then the body was thrown into the Tiber. That should have ended it. It didn't. Within months, Formosus's body allegedly resurfaced and began to draw crowds. Whispers of miracles followed. Rome turned on Stephen. He was arrested, imprisoned, and soon after found strangled in his cell. Rumors spread. Was it a mob before most supporters, Lambert's agents, his own guards? The chaos didn't stop with Stephen. 2 popes later, Sergius III revived the charges against Formosus, only for another successor to reverse them again. The church seesawed between guilt and innocence. Meanwhile, a legend spread. Anyone who disturbed Formosus's corpse would die. Within a single terrifying year, Rome watched 3 new popes ascend, each disturbing the remains, each swiftly undone. One was strangled in prison, one disposed and shut away in a monastery, and one died mysteriously after only 20 days. A pattern that clear was hard to ignore, and rumors of a cadaver curse seeped into every tavern and cloister in the city. The Cadaver Synod endures as one of the darkest chapters in papal history. A grotesque trial staged to settle living scores, yet haunted ever since by the sense that the dead were not finished speaking. The Red Pope. At precisely 6 p.m. on October 26, 1958, white smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel chimney. Vatican radio confirmed it. Quote, "The smoke is white. There's absolutely no doubt." Bells rang, crowds wept. A new pope had been chosen, but no one appeared on the balcony. Then, as if history stuttered, the white smoke darkened. It turned black. Confusion rippled through St. Peter's Square. In papal tradition, white smoke signals a successful election. Black means no decision has been reached. The Vatican blamed a faulty stove mixture, claiming the signal had been misread. But for some, the moment marked the silencing of a pope the world was never meant to know. According to a persistent theory, that pope was Cardinal Joseph Siri, a staunch anti-communist and theological hardliner. He reportedly received the required votes and even chose a name, Gregory XVII. But something or someone intervened. Siri, they claim, was forced to step down under threat of nuclear annihilation. Some say that Soviet agents, alarmed by Syria's hardline views, had infiltrated the conclave and issued an ultimatum. Elect him and the Vatican would be destroyed. Faced with potential catastrophe, the cardinals turned to a safer option until our who became Pope John XXIII. Some strange details give the theory momentum. American Cardinal Francis Spellman reportedly emerged from the conclave looking ashen-faced. Ranci himself broke with tradition, ordering the cardinals to remain sequestered with him for an additional 24 hours after his election. And Siri, when questioned decades later, replied, quote, "Let's not talk about that." In the aftermath, the Vatican quietly upgraded its smoke system. They contracted a fireworks factory outside Rome to provide chemically consistent cartridges. Potassium chlorate and lactose for white, anthracene and sulfur for black. The goal was clarity, but the move also suggested just how dangerous a little ambiguity could be. Supporters of the Siri theory point to a pair of declassified U.S. State Department memos, one titled John XXIII, the other Cardinal Siri. Both remain heavily redacted. To believers, the blacked outlines are hints of a suppressed truth. The so-called Gregory XVII never spoke publicly about what happened, but some insist he lived out his days as the true pope in exile, with hidden followers calling him Lot Barroso, the Red Pope. Named not for his politics, but for the crimson mossetta he never exchanged for the Pope's white robes. To skeptics, it's Cold War fiction, an elaborate myth built from coincidence and paranoia. But the theory endures, a reminder that even in an age of mushroom clouds, the ancient rituals of Rome can still conceal secrets too dangerous to announce. The Pope who quit. When workers opened the tomb of Pope Celestine V in 1630, they found something strange. A square hole in the skull, clean and deliberate, as if someone had driven a spike into it. For centuries, rumors of murder clung to his name. The official story said he died in confinement. But who locks away an 86-year-old hermit and why? Born pro Angelio in 1209, Celestine never sought power. As a young Benedictine monk, he withdrew into the mountains of Abruzzo to live in silence and prayer. His devotion attracted followers, so many that a new monastic order formed around him, the Celestines. Still, Petro shunned authority. By 1292, the church had gone leaderless for 2 years. The College of Cardinals, deadlocked in Perugia, could not agree on a successor to Pope Nicholas IV. In frustration, Petro sent them a letter from his remote monastery. He warned that their inaction was an offense to God, writing that, quote, "Divine vengeance will fall upon you if they continue to delay." They took it as a sign. Cardinal Latino Malabanca declared pro the next pope on the spot. Days later, a delegation arrived in the mountains to inform the hermit of his unwanted promotion. He accepted reluctantly, becoming Pope Celestine V at the age of 85. Celestine quickly tried to reshape the church in the image of early Christianity, humble, self-disciplined, and devoted. But he was unprepared for the politics of the papal court and was soon manipulated by King Charles II of Naples. After 5 disillusioning months, he issued a decree allowing a pope to resign and then used it himself. His successor, Boniface VII, feared Celestine's lingering popularity. Rather than let him return to his mountains, Bonif had him imprisoned in a stone cell at Fumin Castle. Celestine died there. Forensic analysis suggests the hole in his skull was inflicted after death, but rumors of foul play remain. Witnesses claimed a glowing cross appeared outside his cell the night he died. For a man who longed for silence, Celestine's strange story still speaks loud. Do you believe the Vatican still hides mysteries like these? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching Dark 5. Like and subscribe to continue exploring the greatest mysteries of this world and beyond.